Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos have been told to get rid of almost the entire Manchester United squad, or face waiting 15 years to win the Champions League. Wayne Rooney delivered the brutal verdict while appearing on Sky Sports last night.
Red Devils icon Rooney watched from the studio as Erik ten Hag's side drew their Old Trafford season to a close with a 3-2 win over Newcastle. A first-half goal from Kobbie Mainoo was followed up in the second half with an Amad Diallo thunderbolt and a precise Rasmus Højlund strike.
Regardless, a run of just one win in 8 league games before the Magpies game has left the club's hopes of getting into Europe through the league out of their hands. Losing to Brighton on Sunday will also confirm this as the club's worst ever points tally in the Premier League era, with the current record being the 58 scored in 2021-22.
Read more in FOOTBALLVAR and the way Rooney leaves Sky Sports studio in stitches with one-word response to VAR news. Camper win a VW campervan or £40,000 cash alternative from just 71p with our discount. Rooney believes there are only a handful of players in the current squad who should be kept on over the next few seasons, including captain Bruno Fernandes. The club's record goalscorer told Sky Sports, "You have to build the team around Bruno.
H is quality and has got fight in him, and then I think all the other players get rid of them." Stunned Sky Sports presenter Dave Jones then quizzed Rooney about it, to which he added, "I think you keep the young players, and you keep Bruno."
I think it has to be a massive clear out. It has to be. It's not going to be in 1 year, but I think it's going to be in the next couple of years. Most read in football: cliff edge Man United face Europa League axe unless Sir Jim Ratcliffe makes urgent change. Negative feeling: Leicester at risk of Prem record points deduction for PSR breaches in jury woe moment. Man Utd's McTominay appears to struggle with injury on holiday by pool ends game. Chelsea reach agreement to hire Maresca with Leicester boss handed mega contract. Best free bet sign up offers for UK bookmakers. Man United have already taken backroom supremo Omar Berrada from reigning champions Manchester City, while former City man Jason Wilcox has also joined.
Rooney also warned it could take Man United 15 years to add a fourth Champions League to their cabinet. Manchester United legend Wayne Rooney is a secret war history geek. Walk it, he explained. You look at Man City, when their new owners came in, it took them 15 years to win the Champions League.
That's potentially what you might be looking at. You hope not. Asked about specific players, Rooney said Andre Onana had improved after a shaky start, Diogo Dalot had been good and Harry Maguire had been in and out, but declared Man United need better players. He said, "To compete in this league they need better players. Don't get me wrong, these players are good players.
But to compete with Man City, Liverpool and Arsenal, they need better players." Rooney was also asked about Marcus Rashford, who has endured a tough season compared to his usual high standards. He said, "We all know Marcus has the capabilities to play at the top level, and we haven't seen it.
I just wonder, is it time for Marcus to go and play somewhere else? I think he has to ask himself that question. I want him to stay and break records at this club. He needs to work hard and get his head down.
Sun Sports verdict on Man United flops. Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos have a busy summer ahead to get Man Utd's squad in order for next season. Below, Sun Sport gives its verdict on how they should deal with the Red Devils' flops this summer.
Andre Onana, stay. After a dodgy start at Old Trafford, Onana has proven to be one of the more reliable members of the squad this season despite being peppered with shots constantly. Altay Bayindir, go. Reports in February suggested Bayindir was unhappy with his bit part role at Man United amid interest from Turkish giants Galatasaray.
If profit can be made on a sale, then it should be done. Tom Heaton, stay. Veteran goalkeeper Heaton, 38, is a reliable backup and is on a relatively small wage at the club. So long as he is happy, it makes sense to keep him. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, go. Wan-Bissaka, 26, has never managed to make the right back position his own.
With his contract up in 2025, it makes sense to cash in now. Diogo Dalot, stay. Dalot, 26, has been one of Man Utd's most consistent performers this season. Raphael Varane, go. If it wasn't for his injury record, there would be a strong shout to keep Varane, but costs need to be cut to allow the squad to be freshened up.
Harry Maguire, go. Maguire has showed he has the right character to be at Man United, but overall ability and desired profile are another matter, with Maguire too slow to play in a high-line defence. Lisandro Martinez, stay. Martinez, 26, is second to none in terms of build-up play.
He needs a long-term defensive partner on the right side and to cut out the injuries which have plagued him this season. Johnny Evans, go. Veteran campaigner Evans could easily be on the stay list if he was only going to be a bit part player.
But he has shown his advanced years at times this season. Victor Lindelof, go. Lindelof, 29, has been reliable if not unremarkable in his Man United career. He has 1 year left on his contract, so should be moved on if a decent transfer fee can be got for him.
Willy Kambwala, stay. He should be given the opportunity to mature for a few years behind a senior CB pairing before stepping into the first team as a starter or being moved on. Luke Shaw, go. One of the Premier League's best left-backs when fit, Shaw has been a good servant when available.
But alas, that has been his Achilles heel once again this season. Terrell Malaysia, stay. Malaysia, 24, was decent enough to earn some merit in his first season at Man United before injury ended his season and inadvertently led to his second season being a write-off. Sufyan Amrabat, go. Amrabat, 27, looked like a world beater at the Qatar World Cup with Morocco.
But H has had an underwhelming season in England and his loan spell will almost certainly not be made permanent. Casemiro, go. An alarming physical decline has seen him turn from key star to burden.
If a club is willing to buy the 32-year-old, who has 2 more years on his contract, then United should snatch their hand off. Christian Eriksen, go. Eriksen proved a useful asset and Ineos should look to bring in another player with similar traits, but frankly his legs have looked gone towards the end of this season.
Kobbie Mainoo, stay. The first of the so-called untouchables, Mainoo has been a rare glimmer of hope in the Red Devils' midfield this season. Mason Mount, stay. Mount can be given the benefit of the doubt until summer 2025, at least after a debut season riddled with injury.
Scott McTominay, stay. McTominay, 27, has proven himself to be a brilliant plan B off the bench this season, and that is exactly why Ineos should look to keep him. Bruno Fernandes, stay. Man Utd's best player since his arrival just over 4 years ago, Fernandes, 29, remains second to none when it comes to creating chances while his tenacity boosts those around him.
Antony, go. There's a case to argue that Antony may be the worst pound-for-pound signing in Premier League history. Despite some memorable moments, he simply isn't Man United quality. Anthony Martial, go. Ultimately Martial needs to be let go when his deal runs out this summer after an appalling injury record of late.
Marcus Rashford, stay. As easy as it would be to say Rashford should leave the club this summer, it is difficult to look at the market and find many available players capable of scoring 30 goals a season. Alejandro Garnacho, stay. Another third of the untouchables trio, Garnacho has made the right wing his own since coming into it.
H is a raw talent but has shown he has the quality to improve. Rasmus Højlund, stay. A slow burner in his first Man United season, the 21-year-old has often been starved of supply, which has led to him being unable to get the goals his movement and unselfish play often merits. Amad Diallo, stay. In the fleeting moments he has been on the pitch for Man United this season, Diallo has looked dangerous and exciting.
He should be given a chance to flourish with some proper chances in the first team across a whole season. Roy Keane was less optimistic over the squad rebuild. He said, "We talk about moving players on, but it's hard to move on without players.
Some of the players here are on huge money and some of them won't be going anywhere. They won't be budging unless they get paid off." A lot of the players have been given an opportunity. There's a lot of worry that these players are constantly injured, but if you're injured all the time you're no good to anybody.
Okay, every club has its injuries. But if they're always injured, you can't rely on these players to turn up week in week out for Man United. Fellow treble winner, Andy Cole added, "For me personally the gap won't be closing in the next couple of years.
If you look at the gap now between Manchester United and Man City, that tells you everything. There's no way you will close that gap within 2 years. Man City will look to kick on again next season.
Read more Sun STORIESCLAIM IT warning for parents of 470,000 children missing out on free school meals. NICE try bizarre moment, shopper fakes accident before demanding thousands in compensation. That's going to take time. That's a building process. That could be 4 or 5 years. Man United will finish their season in the FA Cup with a repeat of last season's final against City next Saturday.
Man United transfer news live. All the latest deals and rumours from Old Trafford.